Hi, Victor.
Well?
What you got there?
I had my office put together a list of the most prominent criminal defense attorneys in the country.
This wouldn't have anything to do with Kimber, now, would it?
It's everything to do with Kimberly. I understand the DA's office has a very strong case against her. A lot of evidence to back it up. Seems to me she could use a sharp criminal lawyer.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yes, well, there are people who specialize in cases like this. It seems silly not to get one of them.
It's very generous of you.
Well, I don't want to see Kimberly spend the rest of her life in jail.
You care a lot about her, don't you?
Of course I do. She's the mother of my child. Here, there's a dossier on each attorney. Why don't you take a look and see what you think?
Okay. You don't do things halfway. These are all top guys.
Yes, well, they say that rich people and poor people get the same justice in this country. And I say whoever believes that still believes in the tooth fairy.
Yeah, well, this is very generous of you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay. Victor's got a great idea to help out Kimberly.
Oh, really? And what's that?
Well, we hired one of those criminal lawyers. One of the guys who specialize in getting people off no matter how bad the evidence is.
One that has a reputation.
Real sharpshooter.
Most of these people are booked way in advance, but I think we should be able to find one who'll take the case on short notice.
Oh, and I bet I know just the kind of lawyer you're talking about. The kind you read in the newspapers, of course, right? Only when you read about it, you think to yourself, that guy really had to be as guilty as sin. Only, as you would say, a sharpshooter got him off, right?
All I know is that if I were Kimberly, I would want the best defense I could get.
Well, I think it's up to Kimberly to choose who she'd like for a lawyer, don't you?
I can assure you, Hope, I'm not going to do anything without consulting with Kimberly.
Yes, well, as far as I can see, Kimberly's very happy with Chris.
That may be. But there's no harm in doing a little research, making a few phone calls. That's all. Excuse me. Oh, Carolyn. Glad I ran into you. I wanted to talk to you about Kimberly. How's she holding up?
Oh, well, she's doing very well under the circumstances.
I was very upset to find out she'd been suspended from her job here. Did what I could to prevent it, but I just wanted you to know that.
Thank you.
The board had already made up their mind. I couldn't get them to budge, but I did try.
Well, money can't buy everything.
I never thought it could.
Well, I heard that you were trying to hire another attorney for Kimberly.
Oh, where'd you hear that?
Well, Shane told me. I appreciate your wanting to help, but you think by this time you'd realize that the Bradys really don't want or need any kind of your help, you know.
I was just doing for Kimberly what I would want somebody to do for me.
I understand. Well, we Bradys don't do things that way, you know. We deal with the people we know and we trust, and we don't need, certainly, some imported lawyer that we don't know and who doesn't know us.
Carolyn, I know friendship counts a lot with you, but in this case, I think you're being a little bit naive.
You think so?
Yes, I do. This is the real world, Carolyn. What counts is power and influence and connections.
Well, that's the difference between you and me. That's the way you think, the way I think, and that's why we never... We're just entirely different people.
Maybe so.
Well, I've really got to go. Bye, Victor.
Carolyn, take care.
Shane, you passed my interview.
Hi, Victor.
Oh, you're just in time. I've been on the phone all afternoon here. Got it narrowed down to 2 or 3 attorneys. You can help me make the final decision.
I've been thinking about that. I don't think we should hire an outside lawyer.
Why not?
Well, because I think Chris is good enough for Kimber right now.
And just what made you change your mind?
Well, Chris is very close to Kimberly. It's close to the whole family.
That's the point.
Yeah, I know that, but he's a top-notch lawyer, and I think he could do the best job for Kimberly. He believes in her. Everybody seems to have a lot of faith in him. And that's what Kimberly needs right now, more than anything.
So you think I should just drop the whole thing?
Yes.
You're not the only Brady that thinks that way.
Well, I'm not a Brady anymore, remember?
Well, you may not be a Brady, Bo, but you sure do think like one.